I want to tell you something nobody else in your life is going to say to you. You have been lying to yourself, not about big things, not about your job or your relationships or what you tell other people. About this, about right now, about the version of you that exists when nobody is watching. That version has been getting weaker every single day. You wake up and you hit snooze. You tell yourself you're tired. You scroll for an hour and you tell yourself you're resting. You quit halfway through and you tell yourself you'll finish tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. Here's the truth nobody wants to hand you. The life you keep saying you want is dying. Right now. While you watch this video, while you wait for the right moment, while you stay comfortable, it is dying. So I'm not here to motivate you. I don't believe in motivation. Motivation is what you feel before the hard part. I'm here to talk about what happens after the feeling is gone, when it's just you and the dark and the choice. Stay with me, because what I'm about to say might be the thing that changes everything. Let me tell you where I came from. I wasn't handed anything. I didn't grow up with coaches cheering me on or parents telling me I was special. I grew up in pain. I grew up in fear. I grew up in a house where darkness felt normal, where I learned early that the world didn't care whether I made it or not. I was overweight. I was broken. I had failing grades, no direction, and a mind that was my worst enemy. I looked in the mirror and I hated what I saw. Not just the body. I hated the weakness. I hated that I had become comfortable in my suffering, that I had accepted a life of just existing. I remember sitting on the bathroom floor one night, not dramatically, not in some movie moment, just sitting there, covered in cockroaches, watching infomercials. And I thought, is this it? Is this really all my life is going to be? I was 300 pounds. I had failed the military entrance test twice. I had no college degree, no skills, no belief in myself. And the world was perfectly fine with me staying exactly where I was, because a broken man is easy to ignore. A man who doesn't demand more from himself is no threat to anyone. But something happened that night. I didn't have a vision from God. I didn't hear some powerful speech. I just got disgusted. Not with my circumstances, with myself. There is a difference, and I need you to understand this. There is a massive difference between being upset at what life has handed you and being furious at who you've allowed yourself to become. The first one is a victim. The second one, that's a warrior being born. I made a decision that night. Not a goal, not a plan. A decision. I decided I was done. Done being comfortable. Done making excuses. Done letting the voice in my head, the one that told me I wasn't enough, done letting that voice win. I lost 106 pounds in under 3 months to qualify for Navy SEAL training. People told me it was impossible. Doctors told me it was dangerous. I did it anyway, because I had found something more powerful than fear. I had found my reason. I had found my why, and I want you to find yours. Right now. Today. Not tomorrow. Today. When your mind tells you that you're done, you are not done. You have only used 40% of what you're actually capable of. I know that sounds crazy. I know your legs are burning. I know your lungs are on fire. I know your heart is screaming at you to stop. But the human mind quits long before the body does. Every time you feel like you've hit your wall, that's not the finish line. That's the starting line. That's where 99% of people stop. And that's exactly why 99% of people never reach the life they say they want. The 1% keeps going. Not because it doesn't hurt, because they've trained themselves to love the hurt. You go to the gym to build your body, but very few people train their mind the same way. Every time you do something hard that you don't want to do, you're building a callus on your mind. You're making it tougher, more resilient, more dangerous. Every cold shower you take when you want a hot one. Every morning you wake up at 5 when your bed is begging you to stay. Every conversation you have when you're terrified of rejection. These aren't just small wins. These are reps. And you are building the most powerful muscle you own, your mind. The person who controls their mind controls their destiny. Full stop. I want you to go look in the mirror, not to check how you look, to face who you are. Because most people lie to themselves every single day. They tell themselves they're trying. They tell themselves they're doing their best. But deep down, they know. They know they could be doing more. They know they've been coasting. They know they've been hiding. The mirror doesn't lie. And you need to stand in front of it and have an honest conversation. Maybe the first honest conversation you've had in years about exactly who you are, what you're afraid of, and what you need to do to become the person you know you're supposed to be. Not the person other people expect. Not the safe version. The real version. The full version. The dangerous version of you. Society will reward you for being average. It'll give you comfort. It'll give you approval. It'll give you likes on social media and a participation trophy. And a mediocre life that looks fine from the outside, but eats you alive from the inside. And if you want that, go ahead. Nobody's stopping you. But if you want something real, if you want to look back at your life and feel pride instead of regret, then you have to be willing to be uncommon. You have to be willing to be misunderstood, to be called obsessed, to work when others sleep, to get up when others quit. Greatness is not for everybody. And that's exactly the point. Every great thing you want in life is on the other side of pain. Every single one. The relationship you want, the body you want, the business you want, the freedom you want, all of it sits behind a wall of discomfort that most people refuse to climb, and so they spend their whole lives looking at that wall, wishing, hoping, dreaming, but never climbing. I'm asking you to climb. I'm asking you to embrace the pain as payment. Because the price of your dream is not money. It's not time. It's suffering. And the people who are willing to pay that price, they get everything. The people who aren't, they get the life they settled for. Let me ask you something. And I want you to actually sit with this. Don't rush past it. What does your life look like in 5 years? If nothing changes. If you keep hitting snooze. If you keep saying, I'll start Monday. If you keep letting fear make your decisions for you. What does that life look like? How does it feel? Feel that. Don't run from it. Feel it. That feeling in your chest right now, that hollow, heavy, suffocating feeling, that is your future talking to you. That is your soul sending you a warning. Now flip it. What does your life look like in 5 years if you commit? If you start today, not perfectly, not with a full plan, but you just start. If you show up every single day and you do the hard thing and you push past the 40% and you look in that mirror with honesty, what does that life look like? I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like something worth living. It looks like a person who earns their sleep, a person who earns their peace, a person who knows in the deepest part of their bones that they gave everything, that they showed up. You were not put on this earth to be comfortable. You were not born to scroll and sleep and wonder what if. You were made for something harder than that and better than that. And somewhere inside you, you know that. You've always known that. That's why you're still watching. That's why you haven't quit yet. So don't quit. I want to leave you with this. One day, I don't know when, I don't know how, but one day you are going to be glad you didn't stop. You're going to be standing somewhere, looking at what you built, thinking about that night you almost gave up, and you're going to feel something that very few people ever feel. Earned pride, not luck, not chance, not a gift, something you bled for, something you fought for. That moment is waiting for you, but it will only come if you move. So get off the couch, close the apps, put down whatever you've been using to numb the pain, and do one thing. Just one thing today that the old you would have been too afraid to do. Just one. Because that's how it starts. Not with a perfect plan. Not with the right circumstances. Not when you feel ready. Because you will never feel ready. It starts with a choice. Made right now. In this moment. To go. If this video hit something real inside you today, subscribe. We come back every week and we do this together. The world needs more people who refuse to quit, and I believe, with everything I have, that you are one of them. Stay hard. Stay hard.